Hey everybody, this is Max Farrow. This is Dex Trader, and we're here on our live account. This is Trading Live with Max in our live account. Euro USD came up on the NA intraday for a sell at 12.59. I'm looking at the Euro USD on our site here just real quickly, just to kind of look to see it's in an uptrend. 12.59. We're at a pretty good number here right now. Let me look back on Nadex, get back to the binaries. Euro USD for 8 o'clock expiry, 12.58. 12.59 would be great, but we're going to go with the 12.60. I'm going to pump that right there. We're going to put an order in just for one. There we go. Normally I do 5 contracts right now, but this isn't about showboating. This is about showing you the proper value of the trade. So I'm just going to put in a couple right now. It is in a, I'll say a counter trend. Okay, it's in a, since we got higher highs, but since this has dropped down, since this little high note has dropped down, this little bulbous point here, we use a lot of trend action with that process. Okay, I'm using our friends over at TradingView with the from our site stuff, but I can also use our own systems here. Looking at the Euro USD, looking at a few things here. Drag that over there just like that. Okay, I'm seeing a margin of a little tiny bit of an up on the Dex MACD, but I also see a nice little support zone at 12.63. Now, why this is so good is because it's going to come up. We already have one touch after a nice impulsive move several hours ago. Kind of touch out, rejected it off. Even if it does come up and punch off of there, we're at 12.60, so we're hoping to come back down here around in this area. But we got about an hour to do that. We'll sit at 12.60 right now. Looking at this, so we're kind of playing on that number. So what we're hoping on is that it'll drop back down again. I'll come back here in just a minute and we'll see how everything works out. Now, just so you know, real quickly, before we just came back just a minute or two later, the reason why we went to sell with the 159.6 or 12.59 is we went to 12.60. Of course, Nadex on the upside, being on the sell side, coming down. They have an extra point on it, which is okay at that point. I could have also looked at, because we have a support and resistance zone at that higher level up here at 12.63, there's now a possibility sitting at 12.64, but there's no possibility there. You see that? So I normally see that when this happens between just 5 points, just 4 points away, they don't have any money on that side. They don't think it's going to be around and there, and they're playing this level. If they thought that it was possibly break this level, this would have been enticing enough for me to get there. I hate to sort of play that psychology to it, but these are some of the things we're looking at. So we're hoping that it'll stay down below this 12.60 because it's enticing a lot of people to kind of shoot for the other side of it. The indicative price is only about a point or and a half away. If we see it's 12.59.2 at the moment on the spot Forex. So 12.59, so 12.58.2, so 1.3 on the indicative. So it's not too far off. I think it's going to play around in here. It may shoot up above a little bit, but we got 53 minutes to do so. We'll see you in a minute. Okay, we're back just for another quick second. Don't want to take too much of your time. Another confirmation for me on this process, since there is no news, is called leg starting, right? This is where we look back at, because this is a downtrend, it's happening, lower lows, lower highs happening. With this, even with this impulsive movement, it's still coming up at this point. Overall, the market value, this has been broken here, right? So what I'm doing is that I'm looking at this value of these 1, 2, 3, 4. Even though that we do have a little bit of value happening here on a trend in this possibility of coming up, okay? So this is the reverse trend here, the counter trend movement here, but I'm still looking at that as a level. Why? Because this level is pretty important. Back to this margin here. Let's scope out just a little bit. This margin in here being repulsed away from the closes, even touching it a few times at that point. Even if I kind of widen the line, make it bigger, take it up to a different level in there, somewhere in this area of that 1259 and 1260, which is a strong indicator, a zero number, okay, whole number, 1260, or even a 70 or what have you, becomes a very strong resistance line within itself. Okay, so keep that in mind. But I'm also looking at, since there's a correlation between this particular line at that level at 1259, 1260, that has, from this move into this little micro trend down, 1234 at the beginning of it there, plus it being a support line here as well at that level. Even if I scroll back just a little bit back a little bit more, looking at where else could I find that information at, it even comes back to prior to incidences there, and pretty close to here being within that range. So 1260, a very powerful little number to be able to work with. Now, that's what I'm hoping on, that we can get in that hour, kind of stay away from the 1258 area on Nadex or in spot. So we got to be down below between 1258 because we want to keep, the Nadex 1.3 mission away. So we're in profit. We're only a couple bucks in the profit. We got $31 on the average price. So doing pretty good. See you in a second. Okay, just as another quick hit here, we got in about 8 minutes left. Numbers really dropped down. We're about 5 pips off of the top of the number there. So we're doing pretty good. We got it up to $23 per. I'm not going to take that out. But what I also did, because I've been testing out a lot of different processes, I also made version of this trade. I should have been trading 5 contracts when I originally started. Like I told you, I'm videotaping this series with Live with Max on my live account, but also on my demo account, just to kind of show you that there is a value to have once you get a solid foundation down, what it looks like with volume. Remember, consistency plus volume equals your goal. And this is where I wanted to be tonight. But unfortunately, I kind of chickened it out last second because I hate doing videos and trading live accounts at the same time, but I just wanted to show you, I do have a live account. We are pushing this process. I haven't traded in a little while because I was doing a move and all that kind of stuff. And I even let some money come out of this. I took some money out, of course. I'm recompiling this thing back up to what we call the incremental crawl. Okay, so once I get to about another $200 worth of profit, I'm going to jump this up to 2 contracts, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5, and then kind of stay right around that area. Probably even later go to 8 and 9. Once I get to about $10,000 in this, which shouldn't take long at all, I'll probably graduate to that point. All right, just to let you know. But this was the first video of this series. I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to wait around, and I'll come back in the last second to show you the reality of it. All right, see you in a minute. All right, we're in the last 2 minutes here. I'm probably going to skip into a few seconds, get down to the last couple of seconds, but we're about 4 pips off 1260. Anything can happen at this point, but I'll come back in just right before it expires, okay, in about 1.5 minutes from right now. So you can kind of see that it stops in the number. And in fact, if you want to, you could sit here and watch this baby pit bull. No? Okay. All right, well, that's basically that. Down to the last 12 seconds here. We got about 2.5 pips out. 8 seconds, 7, 6. All right, there we go. All right, so that was the winner of the trade. 31.75 after fees, about 29 bucks, 29.75. So not too bad per contract. And that's what it's really about, getting the process on. I don't see any other trades over. Let me refresh my screen. I'll make sure that there's nothing else coming over. Our signals on the NA intradays are usually at the top of the hour, 15 minutes after the hour. Okay, there's another trade that came up sitting at 83%. The last trade of the Euro USD was at 84%. Let me go over and look at the Euro USD, but that's for another video. All right, I'm Max Farrow. In the next video, you'll see us probably trade this one if I decide to get into it. If not, there won't be another video there. There'll be another trade coming. See you soon. I'm Max, and as always, trade well.